Hi, everyone. My name is Jacob Adams. I'm here with Amber Sierra, who won the 12-week challenge.
We're gonna have to restart that. Okay. Mom, I'm doing a Zoom meeting.
Can we just leave it? Can we leave it? That's perfect. Can we leave it? Please.
No.
Please.
You better not post that.
If we could leave it as is, that would mean the best. Like, that's perfect. Can we continue, or are you gonna make me freeze it?
Yes.
Well, can we leave it, right?
We can leave it.
Okay, so back to Amber Sierra. Amber Sierra won the 12-week challenge at Gold's Gym in Annenberg, Texas. It was 12 weeks, started around January. I think your start date was around January 22nd, towards the middle, end of January or so. And today we're going to be interviewing her and seeing how she did it, what she thought, what her experience, what's next. So Amber, going right into it, and we'll have plenty of time to get into your personal kind of mindset, but going right into it for the people that are eager to know, what was one of your training methodologies? Like, what did you use? Like high reps, low reps? What's some of your favorite lifts? What is the training methodology that you used? You see why I wanted to use my mic? Look how cool that sounds. No, that's it. So anyway, what training methodology did you use to win?
Okay, I think the biggest change that I did from, like, as soon as I started the challenge was pyramid training.
Okay,
so
pyramid
I
training.
I had never done pyramid training. I mean, occasionally, but I wouldn't use it as much as I did now. I think that's what helped me build a lot of muscle. So I would do a higher weight, less reps, and I feel like that made me grow a lot more than I was before.
Okay, so just for the people that may not know what that is, so pyramid training, as far as I know it, typically, let's just say there's a 12 rep set, that's going to be your lighter weight, and then you can go 10, 8, 6 in a pyramid fashion, meaning as the reps go down, the weight goes up. Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Okay, and what's one of your favorite lifts to use that type of? I know you can use them on all the lifts. I'm saying, what's one of Amber's favorite lifts that you saw really made a difference in your body? So what's one of your favorite lifts and then you saw it made a difference in your body?
Sumo deadlifts.
Sumo deadlifts?
I think that's that one. I never really tried to up the weight really, because I feel like I never corrected my form. And then once I corrected the form, then I started pyramid training with that workout. And I feel like that really helped grow my legs, especially the legs.
Okay. All right. Very nice. And so what is the weight that you use? Like, let's revisit. Do you do warm-up sets? How many sets do you do? Let's just take that one lift, because we're not going to go into every one. This is one of your favorite lifts that you said made a difference in your body. So we've established that. Now let's take a look at this. So let's take a look at your rep schemes here. So what do you do you do a feel set or a warm-up set that doesn't count?
Yeah, I usually do 5 or 6 sets, and the first set will always be like just to warm up, to stretch. And then the other 4 or 5 will be the pyramid. Like, so I will start the pyramid training with that. Like, I will start 12, 10, 8, 6.
Okay. So what is the weight that you use for warm up? And then what is the warm up weight you use? And then, what is the warm up weight you use?
For the sumo deadlifts? Like a 45.
Okay. So you put up to 135 on the warm ups. So you're warming up with 135.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And how many reps do you do for this warm-up set?
I would do 12, because I would do 12 twice. So I would do 12 to warm up with the lighter weight, and then I would maybe like add 10, and then that's when I would start my 12 for the actual sets.
So you do your 12, your feel set, and then you would add 10, and that would be your first set, and that would put you at 10 on each side, right?
Yes.
So that puts you at 155, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So first set's in the books, first set of 12 at 155. What would be your next set? Which would be, is it 10? Is it doing a 10 rep?
Yeah, 10. So
And
I would add already a 45, and then a 10, and then I would add another 10 on each side.
Okay.
And I would do 10.
Okay, so that puts you at 175.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then for the third set of 8, I would take off the 2 10s on each side and put a 25
Okay.
So I'll be at 45.
So you would take the tens off and then you would put
Yeah.
So you put you at 185.
Yeah, it was just 5 more pounds on each side.
Yeah. So 185 for 8.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then
How
for the
slow and controlled are you? Are you going kind of fast tempo, or are these nice and controlled?
Yeah, once the weight gets heavier, you can't do them that fast.
Okay.
So nice and controlled.
Okay, cool. And what's about do you go to 6? So you're doing 6 reps as well is that the heaviest, or do you go beyond 6?
No, 6 will be the heaviest.
And what is the weight for that?
What was I at? 45, 25. I'll probably just add 5 on each side.
It's for a total of about 195.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And that concludes sumo deadlift.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Any other? So, and let's just say, what about your training split? And we don't want to, I'm not trying to get all your secrets on here. That's just one tip for the viewer that you're like, okay, she was doing pyramid training. Yeah, that's enough. That's enough free tips, right? So now we don't want to dissect every angle of your workout. So what other things did you potentially do? Like say, let's say how many exercises for legs were you doing? Let's say that's one movement, but what's another thing you would do for legs? And I know it changes. It's not the same thing every day. I get it. But what's a standard workout like that? Let's just say for legs, just the exercise. We know you do pyramid. But let's just say, what other exercises do you do in addition to that?
I would do squats. I'll do hip thrusts. I'll do abductors, and then the hamstring machine.
Okay.
And I don't know what the other machine is called, but you're laying back and you're pushing
the leg press.
Yeah, the leg press, but the laying down one, not the sitting down one.
Yeah, they're both called leg press though. So, okay.
Well, they're not the same though. One of them standing.
The hack squat. Are you talking about? Okay, you're talking about the hack squat. Okay, all that. Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that, Amber. What about cardio? How much cardio did you do during these 12 weeks?
A lot.
Oh yeah. Would you say? Go ahead.
So while I was in the competition, I was doing a lot of cardio, and then when I finished the competition, I wasn't doing as much cardio. I wasn't actually doing cardio at all.
So you wanted to win? Is that fair to say? Because I know that the male, when I interviewed the male, he wanted to win. Like there was a definite intention. Because some people might think, oh, it's easy for her. Look at her. She probably didn't even try that hard. She's young.
No, I tried hard. Everybody I knew that I was in this competition, and I didn't join to lose.
And I think that's important to address, because that is something that is one of the things that we're talking to Armando, the other winner. I said, it's not an accident. Like people, you can, because I saw you came in looking good all the time. I'd be like, okay, you're looking better. And you were one of the few people that, you could tell you were doing well, but on the surface, you don't show it. You're calm, you're cool, you're just minding your business, but deep inside, you're trying. You are doing your best. So about how much cardio were you doing a day?
Like 30 minutes. I really didn't do more than 30 minutes. But I wouldn't do the same cardio all the time because I get bored with cardio, right? So
what's cardio were you doing? Stepper?
I would do either the Stairmaster for 30 minutes, or I would walk on incline for 30 minutes, or I would go to the track and I would run sprints. Okay. So those are my 3 main, and I'll switch it up because I get bored. I don't really like cardio.
Yeah. I remember you being in the gym and you were doing those movements. I remember that. Okay. So what about diet? So one of the things I offered everybody, I remember offering, I'm not going to name names. Okay. I remember it was when they joined the contest, I was helping everybody. I think you're only 2 people, you and some other woman, and she happened to place in the top 5, the other woman. Only 2 women took me up on the offer to work on their nutrition. So what was your first impression? We sat down and go, okay, these are your macros, these are your proteins. What was your first impression? What was your thoughts? Okay, here's what you do. Like, do you remember your diet? Have you kept some of it the same, or?
No, it's changed a little bit, but I need to get back to that. I
'Cause
guess
we-
when I was
What do you
during the
remember? What do you
competition,
remember? What do you remember? What was your first meal, or what were you doing first? Do you remember? I can remember more or less because I'm the one that. Do you remember?
no, not really.
You already forgot. You already forgot. That's good. That's good.
Yeah,
Okay, so
because I haven't really been sticking to it. I've been eating good, but not like the way I was
Yeah,
for
yeah.
the competition.
So what was the challenging part of sticking to it? What I remember you went out to, I think you said you went out to a vacation, or I think during the contest. I remember you were like, you went and then you're like, oh,
I
I'm
cheated.
back. You cheated. I remember. Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me about what was the challenging part of this diet? What was the challenging part of the diet?
I don't think that the diet itself was hard, like dieting, like eating clean, because I pretty much had already been doing that since before I started the competition. But I think the hardest part was eating enough, because I think I was on graveyard at the time. If not, yeah, I was on graveyard at the time, so I was asleep all day, and then I was at work all night, so I wasn't eating enough. So I feel like I was losing a lot of muscle weight, like muscle mass, because uh I would go for a scan and it would be good, and then I would go again and I would like drop muscle, and I was like, I would get discouraged. I would be like, how am I losing muscle? And I remember I gained 5 pounds, and when I came back from that vacation, I lost that 5 pounds of muscle.
That's
And
awesome.
I was no, I was so sad about it. I called everybody, I called my friends. I was like, look, I'm just gonna give up this competition.
Ah!
I gained 5 pounds of muscle and I lost it already. Like it was so, I guess like that was when I was like, okay, I'm gonna need to like step it up, because like every time we did the scan, it would go up and then it would go down and then it would go up and down and up and down.
There was good changes. There was a moment where no, the machine isn't 100% perfect, but it did the right thing. It made you check yourself
Yeah.
and just get your shit together. And I
Yeah.
think you may have turned in your stuff like a week early. No, I don't know. Did you turn it in a week early? I forget.
I think so.
Or like 2-3 days,
if
or
not
2-3
early,
days.
like right at,
Yeah, 2-3
yeah.
days. And I remember, and again, you kept it really cool. You were not like, I knew you were trying. I did, because I'm a trainer. I'm not dumb. I knew you were trying, but you kept it really cool. Like, I'm just here doing my thing. And I was like, okay, yeah. So, but you were doing really well. So the hardest part was mainly, you said, graveyard shift. That was the hardest part, is just losing muscle, kind
yeah,
of.
like getting the food in, getting enough food in was probably the hardest part around that time, because we were on graveyard for about 3 months, and I know the challenge was like 3 months. So the majority of those 3 months I was on graveyard, and I was struggling to get like my meals in. I feel like I wasn't eating enough.
What would you tell people? Because jobs affect people's nutrition. They do, because it's, hey, you got to be at work. You can't eat. You're whatever. There's all kinds of rules. There's all kinds of things that stop people, whether it's finances or time, or there's always something to get in the way of a good diet, right? So what would you tell somebody that is, they want to eat well, but their job seems to be interfering? What would you tell them? Because you went through it. You went through the struggle of your job affecting you. So what would you tell them if they have a similar story?
So I just, like, when I realized that I wasn't eating enough, there was time, like I just had to make time. Like instead of sleep, like I would come home from graveyard and I would go straight to sleep. Instead of going straight to sleep, I could get a meal in or drink a shake. It's all about the time that you put. You have to find the time. Like, it was hard for me, but I found the time and I was like, okay, I rearranged my schedule. I was like, okay, if I sleep this many hours, I can eat right here and right here. And then I couldn't eat at work. I mean, I could, but I can't take food to work. So that was the hard part. But I would eat right before work, and then I started eating right when I got out of work. So it balanced out.
How long were your shifts?
8 hours.
So you'd have 8 hours without any food.
Oh, I would take snacks. I would take like protein bars. Fruit.
Okay, so there's
like,
a tip right there. But there's the tip right there. That's the tip.
Yeah.
Because everything you said is correct, but the protein bars helped close that gap a little bit. It wasn't an ideal situation. Protein bars are not ideal, but they're just way better than Snicker bars or something, right?
Yeah.
So
or
Good deal.
tips from the vending machines, stuff like that. I would just take I would take my own snacks to put in, like, to get some food in and during that time.
Okay, perfect. So we got an idea of your training methodology. We got an idea of what you went through, the nutrition aspect. Did you pay for any meal preps? Did you make it yourself? What were you doing?
I guess around the 3 months, like I would do like 2 weeks I would cook, and then 1 week I would buy them because I was tired. I didn't have time. I was trying to catch up on other things. And then like again, I would cook for one, then buy for one, cook for two, buy for one. So
Yeah,
I was alternating.
you were
but I
thinking on your
tried
feet.
to-
You were thinking on your feet. That's good.
Yeah.
You didn't make an excuse. So when it came down to it, you could have made an excuse, but you didn't. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, so we have some fun questions. Thank you for sharing your story as how you did this. Is there anything else you want to share in regards to how you feel you won, or what it took mentally, or what you did? Anything that you want to talk about in regards to winning the competition?
No.
Just do it or something. Whatever. I'm just joking.
I mean, I tried very hard. I feel like I put in a lot of time, and I was already putting a lot of time into the gym, but I feel like, I guess with the help that you gave me with your the nutrition and with the extra cardio and getting my meals in, I think that really helped, because I was already eating good, but I wasn't eating like I never calculated anything. And I feel like after you gave me those numbers, that's when I saw the difference in muscle growth.
Yeah, the calculations really help because now you're hitting targets. Now you have targets, and the targets really help, and especially when they're scientifically valid. So thank you for sharing so much, Amber. We have some fun questions. We have 10 fun questions for you, and then we'll let you run. So you can get your photo shoot. Are you excited about your photo shoot?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So here it goes. All right. So the first question is, what is the book or books you've given as a gift or your favorite, and why? Or what are 1 to 3 books that have greatly influenced your life? 1 to 3 books have greatly.
Yeah, let's answer the first question. I like fiction books.
Okay, so fiction
like
books,
romance novels.
Very cool. What's a good one that you like?
I don't know.
No, you don't want to say it. That's what that is.
I don't have a name. Just know that I like
lies.
romance
Give
novels.
us the book. The public deserves to know the name of the book. Give me the book.
Don't know.
Yeah, right. It's probably right there next to your bed or something.
No, it's not. I don't have a favorite book. I don't have a favorite movie. I really don't have favorite things.
Okay.
Is that weird? I don't have a favorite song either.
So just for the sake of, for the lady audience, because what's a book that's a romance book that you think we should read? Or me, what book should I read? Okay, she's shy. She doesn't want to share. Okay, fine. All right. Next, second question. What purchase of $100 or less, it could be $10. What purchase, it can't be over 100 though. Maybe with tax 108, whatever. What purchase of $100 or less has most positively impacted your life in the last 6 months or in recent memory? So something you bought for $100 that really impacted your life positively over the last 6 months, or anything that you remember. Hey, that was $100. Like right now I have a speaker by Apple. I really like it. It's $100.
AirPods. I bought AirPods.
But that's over 100 though.
Okay, workout clothes.
Okay, workout. So no, it's fine. Workout clothes. Why workout clothes? Why has that positively impacted your life over the last 6 months? Workout clothes. That's a great answer, but yeah, go ahead.
Because I feel like in order to feel good, you have to look good. And so buying workout clothes and wearing my new workout clothes to the gym motivated me to look good and feel good about myself.
That's a great answer. And I think that you do flex your clothing, your gym clothing pretty good. I think you do flex it, and it's just real low key, but you flex it. Like today, yeah. Anyway, moving on to the next one. All right. How has failure or apparent failure? So everybody, gym clothes, I do agree. a tank top if you're a guy, or something to motivate you to look good in and feel good working out. Seems trivial, but in my personal experience too, agreeing with Amber, if you, for example, if you buy the more expensive stuff, whether it doesn't have to be that much more expensive, but let's just say Walmart sells it for 20, or there's this little cheap one for 10, 15. Usually the Nike brands or the better brands last longer and they feel better. That's my experience over time.
Yeah.
Remember, I've been trying to tell you to get some Lululemons. I've been trying to tell you that. Nah,
I'm just not a Lululemon girl. I cannot trade. I cannot just flip.
Yeah. Okay. So how has the next question, how has failure or apparent failure set you up for later success? In other words, do you have a favorite failure of yours? Something that it could be a teacher said you were never going to make it because you failed algebra. Any, I don't know, anything that you feel that if you failed at one point, but it then came back around and it actually propelled you.
I guess it doesn't really have anything to do with the gym aspect.
It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be.
Okay, it has more to do with my career path. Like a lot of people, like what I want to do, like I want to work for the government, right? So a lot of people like to discourage that. Like I tell people like, oh, they ask me like, oh, what do you want to be? And I'm like, oh, I want to be in the FBI. And they're like, like it's hard. It's too political. You're not gonna get in, or they're not gonna pick you up right away, or you're female, you're not gonna make it. Like I guess like growing up, like people have always told me that, and so that has made me not want to fail. That makes me want to actually succeed, and then people are going to be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I like it. And so the best I could add to what you said is people like yourself that have a vision for the self and can commit to something, and you want a competition, you can apply yourself. That's a rare attribute to have. Typically, when people are talking about, well, they're not going to pick you up, they don't pick up average people. They don't pick up the average. But if you're willing to do what it takes, then you're going to stand out as somebody that does what it takes. And so that is ultimately the best resume, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, you'll do what it takes. It's a breed of person. So that type of person can do whatever they want because they do what it takes. So I wouldn't discourage you. I would only encourage you and just be the type of person that will do what it takes, like you did to this competition. It takes the same amount of focus, that same amount of think on your feet. Okay, like re-strategize, reformulate. Like it just takes that. And so many people they get a little pushback. They get a little bit like, and they're like, well, I guess it wasn't meant to be. And the game of life is all about stepping back up and saying, well, it didn't work the first 20 times, but 21, okay, 22, okay, 20. And that relentlessness makes it happen. So I like your answer a lot. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. So I think so far what I'm seeing is I knew this about you, but I hadn't heard you verbalize it. I knew this about you. You have this little fighting spirit that it is part of Amber, but yes, when people meet Amber, they just might see, oh, like this nice woman, she's lovely, whatever. But deep inside, there's this like focused individual that's playing to win. Like there's that aspect to you, and I think that's one of the great parts of this interview is we get to see that part. Yeah. Okay. All right. So question number 4, if you could have, because these are not the kind of things that you could see in your photos, people might, again, they just see like, okay, that she's nice looking, but now we get to see like the psychology. See what I'm saying? Okay. Yeah. So if you could have a gigantic billboard, anywhere anywhere with anything on it, metaphorically speaking, getting a message out to millions or billions, what would it say and why? It could be a few words, it could be a paragraph. In other words, you could say a quote from Amber, like millions of people are going to see this and it's from you. What would that billboard say from Amber?
I would put invest in yourself.
Love it. Anything else? Anything else? Invest in yourself.
No,
Love
just
it.
invest in yourself because you're your greatest investment. Like, why would you not want to put time and effort into making yourself greater? You know. So that's what I would put.
That's pretty solid, Amber. Very nice. Okay. Solid advice. Listen, Amber, if you didn't get that one, well, you missed out, folks. Okay. So, okay. What's one of the best, most worthwhile investments you've ever made? You were talking about investing yourself. Now, it could be investment of money, time, energy. It doesn't have to be money. It could be anything. What's one of the best investments you've ever made? Most worthwhile investments you've ever made?
I guess I would say time.
Okay,
like
but
time for myself. Time for myself. Like the time for myself means time at the gym.
Yeah.
Time, putting time aside to meal prep, read a book, a romance book.
I mean, I need to know the name of that book. Book.
Like self-care, time for self-care.
I love
That's
it.
the best.
Okay. Are you gonna give the audience the name of the book or not?
No.
Oh my God. I set that. I set that one up so you could say no. and you love shutting it down. You go, no. Okay. Okay. So time for yourself. So it goes to the billboard thing. Okay. We have we have like 5 more questions. What is an unusual habit or an absurd thing that you love? What is an unusual habit or absurd thing that you love?
I mean, it's not unusual, but a lot of people don't like to do it, which is running. Like, people don't like running. Like, I don't know why, but I feel like the majority of people just do not like running. And I enjoy it. I really enjoy it. Makes me feel better. Makes me feel good. I'm not saying like I start to run and I'm like, yes, I love this, right? But when I finish, that's when I'm like, oh, okay, I love this.
That's a great answer. It's unique. I'm one of those people that doesn't love running. It's not for me. But you know what? I do know that you love running. That's one of the things that you've always used for cardio, and I've seen you around doing it. So yeah.
But I'm not a track star.
No. But you're a runner.
I just like running. I just enjoy running.
You're a sincere runner type person. I know. You bring your shoes in, like you switch them out to do the treadmill work. I know. I know you like to run. It's a thing that it's evident that you enjoy it, and it's admirable. Yeah. Runners are admirable. I think that runners, it is the most intense cardio, really. Like it really is, because you're propelling your body at a fast rate through the air. I mean, it doesn't seem like we're taught to do it when we're kids, but to actually run correctly, it's tough. It takes training. The most I ever ran in a year was about 122 miles. And that was my best year ever. Like in running, not my best year ever, but
yeah.
Okay. In the last 5 years, do you use anything to keep track of your running? Like any wearables? Like I use the Whoop strap, I've told you about the Whoop strap, I think. Do you use any wearables like an Apple Watch, anything to keep track of your calories or fitness while we're at it? Miles? Anything?
During the competition, I did use my Apple Watch to track my running. Just because I'd like to know like how many miles I was running, how many calories I was burning, but not anymore.
Okay, perfect. In the last 5 years, Amber, what new belief? So 5 years from now, or 5 years ago, in the last 5 years, what new belief, behavior, or habit has most improved your life?
What was the question again?
In the last 5 years, what new belief, behavior, or habit has most improved your life? Behavior, belief, or habit.
behavior, belief, or habit.
It could be meal prepping. It could be making your bed before you leave. I don't know, like
But in the last 5 years,
in the last 5 years.
well, I don't have anything that I've done the last 5 years. Maybe in the last year, because that's when I started eating healthier, like eating right. I've always
Well, yeah,
worked
that's what,
out.
that's what
I
I'm
think I
saying. No,
worked.
so, but that's within the 5-year window. It's within
Oh,
the
within the
5 years.
5 year.
Yeah.
Because if you're asking me, I have worked out for the last 5 years, but I have never seen results as fast as this year that just passed by. Which was 2020, because that's the year. Well, 2020 and then coming into 2021 is the year that I really focused on my meals. I had never, ever meal prepped, never ate right until March of 2020. That's when I started eating better. So by the time I started the competition, I already had experience in meal prepping and stuff. But I'm telling you, I wouldn't track anything. I would just like eyeball it, like, yeah, that looks good.
Yeah, fair enough. And you could tell the difference of that. There was a shift. I saw that. What advice would you give to a smart, driven college student about to enter the real world? What advice would you give a smart, driven college student about to enter the real world?
I would just tell them not to lose themselves, not to lose themselves in life, not to lose themselves in their job, not to lose themselves in money or like anything. Just don't lose yourself. Like, stay true to who you are.
Lovely. What's an example of I know what you're saying, but that could be like, what's an example of losing yourself? What is an example of that? Like what, you start getting mad, you start like, you just.
No, like there's different ways. Like say like money wise. Okay, so say you're a humble person, you live a humble life, and then say you get this job and you're making all this money and it changes you, or say you become famous, like you become like a YouTube sensation or something, and then there's when you get fans and money and you change, like you let the money or the fame change you, and that's not who you are.
Okay, very nice. What advice should they ignore? So that's what you're saying, don't lose yourself. But what advice should they ignore? What's something that a smart, driven college student entering the real world should ignore? Yeah, like maybe whatever, just anything that, hey, this is bad advice, don't listen to that.
I don't know.
that one you're gonna skip?
Yeah, I'm gonna skip that one.
You're gonna skip that one. Okay. Number 9, only 2 more. What are bad recommendations you hear in your profession or area of expertise? What are bad recommendations you hear in your profession or area of expertise? Because you're into, what would you say is your profession or area? What is your profession and area of expertise? Is it legal, like you're into law enforcement?
Yeah, law enforcement.
Okay, so what is a bad recommendation you hear in the law enforcement field? What is a bad recommendation you hear in the law enforcement field? And that's what you want to do, right? You want to be in the FBI, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
So what's something you've heard in that field that's like, that's terrible advice?
Well, I guess like just back to what I'm telling you, where people would try to put me down and be like, oh, like you can't get in, it's all political. Or a lot of people say that law enforcement is political and you can't make it. But you can make it. Maybe you won't make it the first 5 times, but if you reapply the 6th time, you might get it.
I like it. So just to clarify that one, because that's come up twice. You've heard people use this political thing quite a bit.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on this concept of politics in careers, specifically not politics in the political, world, because that's politics, dude. That's what they do. They're politicians. What's your thoughts of politics in careers, in in law enforcement? What shouldn't law enforcement be about? Hey, you get the bad guy and you make things safe.
Yeah, but also it is a government job. So yes, the politics have a lot to do with government jobs because that's just what it is. But I don't think that you can't get a job because it's all political. Like I don't think that holds anybody back from getting into a certain career. Maybe you will have more pull if if you're into the political stuff, but I don't think that's a disadvantage, I guess.
Okay, very cool, very cool, very cool. Politics, man, I don't like politics too much in careers because it tends to, if you don't look at a person's talent primarily, then and you're like, okay, well, this person knows this someone and that's why they get a job, then it's like, so you're going to pass over someone that could have done it better, and that's where it gets, I don't like it. That's why I don't like it. Okay, so in the last 5 years, this is the last question. In the last 5 years, what have you become better at saying no to? Like distractions, invitations to party, or just what do you become better at saying no to?
Chips.
Fine, that's good. I think
that was a weakness of mine. Like chips. A lot of people say sweet, but no, chips has been my weakness.
Yeah.
And I thought chips. I was never, ever gonna get over that weakness. But now, if I eat chips, I'll tell my sisters like, y'all share with me, or like I'll eat some and then give them to my friend, or something like that. Like that makes me feel less guilty. Like if I want to eat them, but usually I can just stay away. I can go to the chip aisle and not pick up a bag, which I didn't ever think I was gonna be able to do that.
I had a similar. I overcame the chip thing too. That's a real one for people that like chips. It's a real one because they're kind of like when you turn them around, they don't look too bad, but they're bad. But you turn around, you're like, this is not too bad. And then like for one serving, it's like, dude, you're gonna have more than one.
Eat the whole bag.
Yeah. So what is it? By the way, what was one of your favorite chips? What?
I like Cheetos with lemon.
Yeah, everybody loves those. Everybody loves those.
And I like Takis too.
Takis are good, right? Okay, and so what helped you say no? What helped you say no to that? What's one of the things that helped you say no?
Well, when I was in the competition, I told you I was doing a lot of cardio, and the chips would make my stomach hurt. Like after the cardio, like say I ate chips that day, or I ate chips the next day, especially the running. So after I would run, my stomach would hurt, and so I didn't like that feeling. So I would like that's when I started cutting back, and then it just became a habit. So I would start cutting back out. And then now like I eat them and I feel guilty. I'm like, okay, I'm like, I shouldn't have eaten that. And it's not like I'm in a competition anymore now. I can still enjoy them, but like I'm saying, I don't eat the whole bag anymore like I used to, because I could eat like 5 bags of chips.
Oh my god, the big ones?
No, not the big ones, like the regular ones.
Oh, the little ones. Okay. So, and last, thanks for sharing that, Amber. Thanks for sharing a little bit of your world. Any other tips on anything? Any last words for the viewer? I'm sure that you're gonna inspire more people than you think. I'm sure that people will be interested in your story, and it's been fun. Any last words or tips for the viewer?
No, I think I said everything.
Okay, you did.
I think I said everything that I needed to say.
You did, except the romance novel. That's on lock. That's That's the juiciest one, I think. That's the one everybody's wanting to know. Okay, so Amber's been awesome. So we're planning to do another contest. You have I'll tell you more about that next time I see you. And you have a photo shoot. You ready to claim your photo shoot? You excited?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
We'll see you at the gym. And Amber, tell the people one last thing. Say bye or something.
Bye.
Bye.